Good man, good. Okay, great. So because I have something to do at 5 o'clock, so I thought I will come in early. Okay, where is Sri Lanka? You know there? Okay, fine. Right. Okay, great. So I'm going to start. Okay, so good. So are we good to start? Great. All right, people. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shakti. Good evening, all the DC Live listeners, wherever you are. Usually I meet you at 5:30 on a Friday evening, but I'm just made some adjustments to the time and coming in about an hour early Friday evening. I know all of us have survived this week and about to close the work for a Good Friday evening. And this is on Cornerstone Weaving Workplace on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we're on air. And you're listening to your favorite RJ, Rudhra. Now, I'm going to be talking something very important, very nice also. Amongst your friends, right, you must have had the college friends, the work friends that you have. You will have a lot of rules, Ramanujam, right? Yeah. Accountant Anand, right? You will have a lot of playful Pradeep, you will have all of these people with your group. And I'm going to talk about that, correct? And we call them archetypes, employee archetypes, okay? You might recognize yourself in one of these, okay? Maybe you see them at your desk, your neighbor, your own self. But here's the secret. There is nothing good or bad in this. It is that it's like how every card in the deck is required. So there's nothing higher, there's nothing lower. That's how it is. And it's like every player is important. So that's how this works. So let me talk about how all of this work, right? So let's start with, why do you need this? Because only then will you have a heterogeneous, which is a mix of people playing different roles. Is that the same difference that you always need? No, not necessarily. You always can also adapt and play different roles in accordance to the requirement. I'll talk about it as we go through. So let's start with the folks, who keeps our spirits and our mind high and running, right? So the foundations of care and order is the first section, the first four set of people. I'm going to talk about a people champion, the policy protector, the talent spotter, and the culture builder. And these four are your foundations of care and order. First up, we have the people champion. Who's going to be a people champion? Their motto is always this, right? How can I support you today? These are the members who notice when you're quiet in a meeting and come in and check and ask you, hey, what happened? You were too silent in the meeting. And they are just not about being nice. They're also the social glue that keeps a team from cracking under pressure. So that's what is a people champion. Now, the people champion is going to be someone who's going to be always a leader or someone who's going to be with the with the people, talking about them, talking to them, and a lot of it. And that's what they keep doing. So that is a people's person. Correct? Now, let's go to the next. We will talk about the policy protector, right? So the policy protector, right? So the policy protector is someone you must have that one guy in the gang who says, let's not go in this road, let's not do this, let's not jump, let's not make noise, let's be silent even while on a friend's trip. That person is what we're talking about, the policy protector. Their motto is, let's follow the process. We have rolled our eyes at the rules Ramanujam types, correct? That's the person I'm talking about. The protector isn't there to kill the buzz, kill the vibe. They make sure things stay fair and compliant to the requirements. They are the ones who always stand up to what's being right and what should we comply with. They ensure the same yardstick is used for everyone keeping the ship steady. So we spoke about the policy protector. Now, there's one inspiration or one person who's found out how talented you are or how talented the others are in the group, and that's the talent spotter that I'm talking about. These people have a sixth sense. They say, I see great potential in you, great potential in others. You can talk a lot, you can sing, you can dance well, you can do this, you can do that. They look at someone and then just see a job description, right? So they are like, you're good at this, you're good at that. And that is what is a driver and inspiration story. If you have ever had a mentor who pushed you towards a project or a friend who pushed you towards exploring your skill, that's the person who has been doing talent spotting. And that's the talent spotter. Now that I've talked about three of them, I'm going to talk about the culture builder, right? So they would say, there is this one, and this happens right from school days, who wants to say, we should be the best group. They choose a theme for you. Hey, you know what? We should be the competitive group. We should be the lovable group. We should be the energetic group, the scientific group. So they build the theme for you. They build the theme, and you find the same person in your in your work group as well. And they are the ones who create connection, boosting morals, who give you an identity, who wants to set that culture. You must have had this friend right from school days who's defining what your group's mood should be. Should you be called a jolly group? Should you be called the serious group? Should you be called the tech group, science groups, right? So that's the culture builder. So now that we've spoken about four of them, which is the people champion, the policy protector, the talent spotter, and the culture builder, let's look at the next side of it. Who really help you find solutions, data, who helps you build the future for you. And the first of it starts with, who's that person who takes the lead when things get messy? And they always do this, right? So when you're in a group and that one person is not there and you run into a problem, you always say, dude, he must have been here. You would have sorted this for us. So that's the problem solver. Their motto is simple. Let's find a solution that works for everyone. While others might worry when something goes wrong sideways, but these are the people who stay calm and find a way through tough issues, and that is a problem solver. Now, to help the solver, you need a data-driven decider, right? So they don't really guess. They speak with data, they speak with numbers, and they say, this is what the data shows us. In a world of loud opinions, they bring the insights. They turn numbers into strategies, helping teams, helping groups make moves based on reality, not just because they feel, not just because you're emotional about it. Okay. This is the second type in this section of solutions and future proofing. Now that we've spoken about it, we have a last two of them left, and one of them is the boundary keeper. Okay? The boundary keeper. So this person is someone who knows how much is too much, how much is too less. And all of us have boundaries too, and they remind us about mutual respect, work-life balance, and they also protect the team's mental space, ensuring sometimes working hard is not always good. It burns you out. Doing too less of this is not a more enhancer. You probably have to do this. So this person is that person who's always a beacon, who's always that member of the team who's going to tell you, hey, you're just doing a little too much, or you're just doing a little too less of this, so that they help you identify when and where are you falling short of a boundary. And that is a boundary keeper. So the last one, you must have seen this right from your younger days and school days until now, that you have this person who's always the whiz kid, the tech kid, the technocrat. And from you just don't know where do they learn all of these. Their motto is very simple. keep building on technology and using it. Even now in your group, there is one guy who always runs behind the technology. He or she is the first person who's going to buy the latest phone, the latest application, the latest trends, and they just keep talking about it. You don't know where do they get from. You just look at them and say, "நேத்து வரைக்கும் என் கூட தானடா இருந்த. இதெல்லாம் எங்கடா போய் கத்துக்கணும் வந்த." So that's the technocrat that we are talking about. So this guy, this person is going to build that momentum for you. Now, quickly talking about all of the persons. So I'm talking about employee archetypes today. And why are we talking about? To understand how important each one of this dimension is. Because what do they do at the end of the day? What do they bring to you, or what do they bring to a group? They bring heterogeneity, first of all, meaning there's a mixture of people. That's why it's called a team. That's why it's called a group. First. Second, this mixture of people is going to give you different perspectives. This is going to be giving you different perspectives of the same thing that you look at. Why is that a different person gives you different perspectives? Because it's their view on it. And that is what is very, very important. They go ahead and do that. And that is what is going to help you understand, hey, you know what, this is something that I'm going to be I'm missing, but then this person helps me get to know about it. Or in a critical brainstorming session, they give you a very, very different perspective, and that helps for a team's growth. And lastly, look at it from how do you come up with a solution with all of this put together. You don't have a single solution, single way out. You need to be a people's champion. You need to be a person who's going to be the policy protector. You're going to work within your boundaries, right? So you got to work with what you have as a process. You got to spot talents to get further. Who's going to do what? And you just have the culture builder, and that is what is going to build. How are we going to do this? Are we going to enjoy doing this? Are we going to feel this responsibly? Just a responsibility to do, and how quickly can you solve a problem? So all of them put together is going to be the teamwork. So you need a people's champion, you need a policy protector, you need a talent spotter, you need a culture builder, you need a problem solver, you need that data-driven decision making, you need a boundary keeper, and you also need technocrats. Okay, and that is what is teamwork all about, right, people? So the most important part of this whole employee archetype, and as you might be listening in, you must be thinking, what kind of a person am I? Your self-awareness, your self-realization, identifying. But here's the beauty, right? When you're trying to identify what am I out of these 8 types, the beauty of human dynamics is you don't have to stay in one box. You don't have to stay in one box. This is going to be relative. As time changes, based on that, you may have to wear a different hat and play a different role. Or if you feel that it needs you to play that particular anchoring role, you need, or a different role, you need to start doing it. So in one project, you might need to be the technocrat because the team is struggling with a new system. 6 months later, when the team is set and they're feeling a little overboard on the work, you might find yourself stepping into the role of the people's champion. None of these roles are right or wrong. They are just different ways of showing up for your team, your colleagues, your friends who work along with you. And believe me when I say this, the best teams are the ones where people play multiple roles, wearing different hats at different point of time, and they feel safe enough to switch roles based on what the group needs at that moment. You should feel safe about it. You want to be a rules Ramanujam, you want to be an accountant Anandan, or you just wanted to be a playful Pradeep. Nothing stops you from doing it. And if you feel safe in the group that you're going to play all of these roles that I'm talking about, that's the safest team and the happiest team that you're going to be working with. That's what it is. Okay, great. So now, as we wrap up this Friday edition of Cornerstone Weaving Workplace, I want you to take a second and think about it this way. Which archetype did you play this week? Right? Which archetype did you play this week? More importantly, you also have to see what is the different role that you played than the usual one that you always play. Correct? Maybe also look at the person who complimented with you playing a different role for yourself. Maybe a boundary keeper who just said, hey, you know what, it's getting too late, you need to log off. Or the problem solver who just came and helped you with a crisis that you were struggling on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So that is the person who's going to be complimenting you. So just walk up to them and say, thank you, you did this, because you collectively realized what you both are doing together. Correct. We're all weaving this workplace together, and one interaction at a time. All right, people. So that's all I had. Before I'm gonna sign off, in the next few minutes, before we read the Friday evening, I'm leaving you with a track. I'm sure Shakti is going to play that for us. I'm going to leave you with a track that defines everything we have talked about. It's an A.R. Rahman classic, and whether you are the data-driven decider or the culture builder, that A.R. Rahman classic is going to be something that's going to be coming up. And remember that your unique vibe is the secret ingredient to this team's success. And this song is called Secret of Success. And it starts with a Saregama Padanisa, Mati Yosi, which means think laterally, lateral thinking. And that's what we say. And it goes something to the effect of Ketuko, luck kal kilo, loss kal kilo, labor kal kilo, Setuko, Bhakti kal kilo, hope kal kilo, talent kal kilo. Ellam தான் சேர்ந்து கட்டினால் பெரிய பொட்டலம். And that's called Secret of Success. Here is the Secret of Success from the movie Boys. If you can play that for us, Shakti, it will be really wonderful. I'm not sure if we have that song, but then it's going to be really wonderful. And that's what I wanted to talk about all this evening. And I just noticed Srilekha, she's just joined us. After a very long time, I meet her here on DC Live. Nice to see you, Srilekha. Thanks for...
Rudhra, don't break the heart, like don't break the rules. It's also the song from the boys.
Yeah, don't break the rules.
I'm hearing Srilekha after a long time.
Sorry?
I hear Srilekha after a long time. It's like, DC Live is my home.
That's what, right? So I think I know. And I know I'm taking you to that nostalgic age when we were.
But still not. That's
right. But then that's what I do nowadays. I try to bring up a song and then I try to connect. And here's the secret of success, people. You can be any of those that I spoke about. You can be the person who's a people's champion. You can be a policy protector. You can be a talent spotter, the culture builder, or you can either be a problem solver or the data-driven decider, the boundary keeper, or the technocrat. Whatever you play, you're part of success. And that's called Secret of Success. Thank you. Until I meet you next week on Friday at 5:30. I know I met you about an hour early today, but I'm going to be meeting you at 5:30 on Friday on Cornerstone Weaving Workplace right here on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we're on air. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudhra.
Thank you.